What's up, everybody? This is the DeFi enthusiast here. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about real-world assets, their role on the blockchain, why I believe the real-world asset narrative is the biggest narrative in crypto, and which is going to be the largest, the most prominent narrative for the next bull run. And we're going to be talking about RIO fund. The future of private equity is digital. I totally agree with that. So what that means is, you have things like real estate. Okay, you can tokenize it. You no longer need to, you no longer need to have like large sums of money to be investing in real estate. You can be doing fractional investing because of the tokenization of that. And how do you record that? You can even own an entire piece of land on a tokenized asset, and it's going to be recorded on the blockchain. Everything is going to be transparent. No one can, mess around with the records. All of these things are great use cases for blockchain technology, for cryptocurrencies. And, it allows more transparent ownership of real-world assets in a decentralized fashion as well. It'll also RIO will allow you to own all of this through KYCs, as in know your customer, so that everything is on record, and what you own is what you own. And you can obviously, if you're doing fractional investing, you can be trading those assets as well for other real world assets or digital assets as well. And RIO is the biggest player in this ecosystem. And some of the products that they've been working on, like DeFi meets real world assets. So RIO is upgrading traditional private equity returns by introducing a decentralized financial layer. And, you guys can, get the tokens and, provide liquidity pool tokens on Uniswap. The way you do that would be you would own, let's say if you have let's just say you have $1,000, right? So LP's liquidity pool tokens are created in a way where you use half of the crypto that you have, so in this case RIO, and the other half is in a stable coin, which can be USDC, USDT, or whichever other stable coin that they're accepting. Or it could even be between let's say RIO and Ethereum, or RIO and Bitcoin, or any other asset that you think about. But let's just say stable coins, because we want something stable as well, right, in our investments. So RIO and half RIO, 50% RIO, and its equivalent of let's say 50% US stable coins, right? So what that means is, so if you have $1,000, that means $500 worth of RIO and $500 worth of the stable coin, and then you create the liquidity pool token. If you wanted to invest $2,000, that would mean 1,000 in RIO and 1,000 in stable coins, and then you provide that liquidity on Uniswap, and after that you get the liquidity pool tokens, and then you can stake those as well. And so that's a really great feature to be earning passive income. You can also be a node operator on RIO network. That allows you to earn passive income as well. Nodes as a service. And basically, if we look at it, secure self-custody with a built-in fiat on-ramp, institutional quality, custodian, and user-controlled private key encryption service, your funds are SAFU. SAFU is this really funny term that CZ, the owner of Binance, used. He wanted to write safe, but I think he misspelled it, and it was written as SAFU, and then it just became this whole trend, that anything that is safe is called SAFU in the crypto and blockchain space. And so if we click on Get Started, right, let's just see what happens. But during that time, yeah, so see, it's checking for a secure connection, and you can create your account, and you can basically self custody your tokenized real world assets. And real world assets could be from especially real estate to private equity to even gold or anything, tokenization of every real world asset on the blockchain, and this is where RIO comes in. And the other thing is that they basically have a defined cross-chain interoperability for RIO assets that is available now, bridge to convert RIO to an Algorand or ERC20 for use on dApps built on the Ethereum network. For example, DEXs, or anything like Uniswap, right? So and I want to take you here, for example. So multi-chain assets. When we look at these, right? These are basically so the RIO issuance network is a layer 2 solution for the tokenization of assets. Asset tokens created on the platform can be hosted on a number of layer 1 blockchains that are connected to a single interoperable ecosystem. The key to this kind of interoperability is the use of a user-controlled chain agnostic issuance account for each asset that provides the bridge across chains while maintaining a parallel, immutable, smart tracking ledger that allows for additional compliance controls for digital securities. This design places issuers in full control of interoperability and removes the need for third-party custodians or other transfer or swap services from the process. Asset holders benefit from having choice and free will to swap across chains to take advantage of the features of each. Compliance controls such as mandatory holding periods or restrictions to accredited investors can be added to MCAs if provided by the token issuer. Based on the securities regulations that their tokens are subject to, whitelists are then populated across all supported chains. Cross-chain tracking of ownership is not only convenient for issuers to manage cap tables, it also addresses cross-border compliance issuance such as the FATF travel rule and provides greater control over AML measures, while at the same time providing asset holders with more privacy options through cross-chain obfuscation. So RIO's launch as an MCA, multi-chain asset. RIO, the native utility token and currency of the RIO network, has officially launched as the first MCA and is available on the Algorand, Stellar, and Ethereum networks. Below are the links to the official RIO asset on each respective blockchain. How does this work? When an asset is created on the RIO network, parallel versions of the same asset can be created on all supported layer 1 networks. The issuance account for the asset on each layer 1 chain is linked and managed through the RIO network so that all asset minting, burning, and cross-chain swapping is tracked through a single connective ledger which maintains the record of total supply and all transactions across the layer 1 networks. The total supply of RIO as tracked across all chains is constantly recorded, and the value is reported publicly through the API feed linked here for transparency. So this is how it's done. Asset RIO network maximum supply 100 million, circulation supply 7,070,000. Ledger RIO issuance network, Ethereum network asset ROI circulating supply 2 million, Algorand 5 million, and Stellar network circulating supply 70,000. So this is how it's distributed, and issuance and distribution accounts are created on each network. However, each layer 1 network has a unique method of handling asset creation and distribution. See figure 2 below for an example of how this works on Stellar. And if we look at it here, this is a Stellar transaction. Sign transaction, Stellar issuance account, create tokens for distribution max supply, sign transactions, distribution account, issue tokens, user wallets. So cross-chain swaps, user accounts on the RIO network are automatically created with wallets for each layer 1 network and an interoperability bridge between them. Post-issuance, cross-chain swaps become seamless. Asset holders submit a swap request to the network via the RIO wallet UI, and asset balances itself across chains. Like this. Advantages of chain swaps. So why do I want to cross chain swaps? Decentralized trading on various chains. Centralized exchange may support only one chain. Privacy through obfuscation. Transaction-free competition. Yeah, so Ethereum, for example, Ethereum has a huge transaction fee, but Algorand doesn't. So you'd want to, prefer Algorand or Stellar even. Then you've got Fusion Network, Ravencoin. All of these are going to cost you much. They're going to be cheaper than Ethereum. So, but Ethereum has, one of the biggest market caps besides Bitcoin, and has a lot of liquidity there as well. But so a lot of action does take place on Ethereum, but you can definitely take advantage of this cross-chain swap ability. You can transfer your tokens from Ethereum to any of the other networks to save your gas fees, to do whatever. And cross-chain swaps are always a good thing. It's always good to have that option, guys. And the Uniswap pairs for Realio tokens and RIO MMROs. RIO, ETH, UniBT. These are all LPs, by the way, liquidity pool tokens, right? Pools. These are the pools where you provide the liquidity pool tokens. Pools will be the first Uniswap pools created starting with RIO and Ethereum. In addition to providing liquidity and earning yield as a liquidity pool on Uniswap, users will be able to stake their liquidity pool tokens directly on the Realio platform to participate in market maker rewards earned in RIO tokens, which I think is an amazing way to earn income and also invest in a project that is super, super solid, and I would say is a blue chipper in the real world asset space. In the real world assets tokenization space. And liquidity pool token staking on Realio is built on a fork of the MasterChef contract used on SushiSwap. Unlike SushiSwap, however, we do not have near-term plans to migrate liquidity away from Uniswap. The distribution of Uniswap-based ROI rewards will be set at 5 RIO per block, with an additional reward of 100 RIO per block for the first 100,000 blocks. The base block reward will be reduced by 1/2 every year. Rewards will be minted in new RIO and distributed to the liquidity pools pro rata. While these DeFi-based rewards represent a modification and increase to the previously communicated market maker reward distribution model, the maximum supply of RIO will remain unchanged, which is 100 million. And the current node staking reward schedule will also remain unchanged. Upcoming RIO token burn. Now that airdrop recipients have had ample time to complete KYC and claim their 10,000 RIO, we are ready to announce a claim it or lose it date, which will be before the end of the year. All unclaimed RIO will be burned from both the circulating and the total supply on that date. We expect this to be a fairly large burn. So yeah, they definitely did some burning as well to the supply, guys. And another thing that I want to focus on, besides all of this, is so we've got this, right? And then we've got this. What is XRIO? Genesis staking RIO. So the Reality Network utility token, exchangeable XRIO, is a purpose-built utility token designed to facilitate the initial transition of circulating RIO to native RIO on the Reality Network post-Genesis. So if you had, the first version of the token, now you'd want to basically, XRIO is currently minted via the Genesis contract. By staking ERC20 RIO on the Ethereum network, advance of the alpha launch of the Reality Network, XRIO minting will be disabled post-alpha launch. XRIO will initially be the only way to mint native RIO on the Reality Network for those seeking to run validators or delegate their stake. XRIO is currently minted at a rate of 1 ERC20 RIO, 1.5 XRIO via the Genesis contract. 1 times RIO will mint 1 native RIO. Post-alpha launch of the network, which out of the boxes is compatible with most of the existing Cosmos ecosystems. Where does stake RIO go? 50% of all stake RIO in the Genesis contract goes towards funding the liquidity pool, cache on DeFi.realio.network. And the other 50% burn, and the other 50% is burned. So this is also a way to burn the supply. This reduces the impact of future inflation caused by XRIO mint multiple as it funds the liquidity pool cache without minting new RIO. To incentivize, So with stake RIO tied up until alpha launch, users are committing their liquid RIO today in order to be able to mint the initial batch of native RIO and participate in network security by staking native RIO in a validator. Then they got the one-way bridge period. The mint multiple on XRIO was not created to dilute or flood the market, and in fact, most of the native RIO minted with XRIO will not mix with the general circulating supply for an extended period of time. All XRIO will not be able to be converted to native RIO until the alpha launch. The two-way bridge, basically the one-way bridge will provide a short-term extra level of built-in security, as new networks can take some time to develop sufficient decentralization and network security via a robust validator network. Being able to isolate the risk during the one-way bridge period will help reduce any outward impacts on the existing multi-chain RIO ecosystem if any unexpected events were to occur. Two-way bridge. Once the RIO network becomes stable, battle-tested, and has a sufficient level of decentralization, a two-way bridge would then be deployed to mainnet. As the RIO network has EVM, as in Ethereum Virtual Machine compatibility built in, we expect to first launch a permissionless two-way RIO bridge between Ethereum native and soon after Algorand native and Stellar native. During this time, the existing cross-chain bridge on realio.fund will remain active. So now this has already happened, guys. You know what I'm reading right now. I'm just trying to make you guys understand that how this whole thing is linked to the multi-chain, into the process of RIO becoming a multi-chain asset. So moving further, guys, we want to talk about this as well. So, fork the world, the Realio-verse. Now, this is a metaverse of Realio, and there's a land sale here as well, guys. The Realio-verse is a real-world themed immersive digital land experience that enables you to buy, sell, and build on land parcels of a virtual Earth. So, you guys can check it out. It's very, very interesting. You guys can buy land here, which looks a lot like a real-life virtual Earth, and you can buy land here. And I'm sure there's going to be a development of sorts as well. Now it's asking for land sale is coming in 2023, so it seems like they're asking for a password, which of course I don't have. And I think you have to make an account here in order to access this, which I do not have right now, so I can't really show you that. But besides that, another thing is that now if you try to understand this in a gist, like in a really quick way, is that Realio, right, is building its own metaverse, as in the Realio-verse. It's the biggest project when it comes to the tokenization of real-world assets. That includes real estate. It has massive partnership with big companies. It has massive VCs like we've got here, like we have. Let me just have a look. Yeah, there we are. Realio partners with 250 million plus Valentis fund to tokenize institutional grade investment opportunities. Now, this is one of the biggest funds out there. And Valentis Capital Management is a private equity firm focused on event-driven and value-oriented investments with the credit sectors and the real estate markets. The fund is run by Behzad Tawfiq, a former executive at Hudson Advisors, the asset manager for the Lone Star Fund's private equity firm. Behzad also worked at the private equity firm Cerberus Capital Management. Behzad left the world of conventional finance to bring his wealth of experience and connections to this new venture, enabling smaller parties to invest alongside larger investors. Valentis anticipates registering with the SEC as a registered investment advisor under the Investment Advisor Act of 1940. This is a very, very big firm, guys. Not only that, they have a partnership with R3 Corda, with R3, and R3 is we covered R3 in the past as well when we were talking about Quant, if you see my video on Quant. But basically R3 Corda is, it connects, basically, if you see it, right, let me just show you guys something. So R3 is a leading provider of enterprise technology and services that enable the secure exchange of value in regulated industries where trust is critical. Multi-party solutions developed on our platform Corda harness the power of three. R3's distributed trust technology, connected networks, and regulated market expertise to drive transformation in digital finance. So, it's RIO is working directly with a very, very well-known regulated, distributed ledger, which they call distributed trust technology, as one of the first companies to deliver a private permissioned distributed ledger technology. Application platform R3's Corda empowers regulated institutions to realize the full potential of direct digital collaboration. We maintain one of the largest DLT ecosystems in the world, connecting over 400 institutions, including global systems integrators, cloud providers, technology firms, software vendors, corporate regulators, and financial services firms from the public and private sectors. I can name a few for you guys: IBM, Amazon Web Services, you've got some of the biggest banks some of the biggest banks that are using R3 Corda. Citibank is a very good example. I believe Goldman Sachs is also using it. There are other banks in Europe that are using R3 Corda as well. They have a lot of partnerships, and they are linked with RIO. And when RIO is the biggest project that is going to be built, that is going to be bringing in, real world assets onto the blockchain, and is going to be playing that role. Imagine the influx of money, the institutional money, the investment money, the retail money that is going to be coming into this at the proper time during the bull run. Now, if you look at the price of RIO at the moment, it's like 16 cents at the moment. Now, I would wait for a retracement to buy this personally, but its all-time high in 2020 was $5.12. Now, I believe its all-time low was in October 13th of 2022, which was around less than 1.5 cents, and right now it's currently at 16 cents. So there is some serious attraction towards RIO again, and this will allow in the bull run. I mean, this is a time for accumulation, guys, and I believe that RIO has a lot of X's written on it during the upcoming bull run. However, with that said, there are other amazing RWA-based projects that we know that we can give you alpha on, which is on our Patreon. And our Patreon is launching very soon. We're working on the front end and back end, and we're going to be launching really, really soon. And I will be giving a lot of alpha there on solid, real-world asset-break RWA-based projects in the crypto space. We're talking about real, proper, solid, fundamental-based projects, long-term projects that you can invest in, where you can make way more gains than RIO. Now, I still think that RIO has 100x written all over it. If I be very honest, but if I be very conservative, we definitely could see at least a 10 to 20x. But this is being very conservative. I still think it's a 100x based project or even more because of the amount because of the partnerships that it has with Corda, the VCs backing this project, the level of partnerships that they have, the role that they're playing in the tokenization of private equity and real estate. I think this is an absolute winner. This has been tried and tested. It's not an old project. It's not going to, I don't believe it's going to rug pull on you. None of that. This is a well-designed project, guys. And we have a lot more alpha on our Patreon coming up. So do sign up to that. We will be leaving links to that very soon. We will be giving an update. I will be doing an updated base video when our Patreon is launched. Please do join us. Get ahead of the curve. Again, this is a game of patience, guys, but we can give you, I believe, due to our experience, we've got me, the DAO realist, and the blockchain optimist. The experience that we have in this space is going to really, really benefit you, and it's going to benefit us as well. Let's work together. Let's build up those bags. Let's really make the best out of this upcoming bull run, because we're still not in the main bull run yet. There's a lot more alpha that we have to give, and we're going to continue giving free alpha like this too. Detailed videos and talking about projects. But a lot of the hidden gems. That's going to be in our Patreon, and we look forward to seeing you in there as well, guys. So RIO DeFi is definitely an amazing project, guys. And I highly do recommend it. Again, none of this is financial advice. Look at their partners: Algorand, Stellar, Prime Trust, Fusion, OKX, T0. And speaking of T0, guys, Realio announces its plan to trade the Realio security token on the T0 ATS. This is from June 9, 2022. Realio Technology Ecosystem for Institutional-Grade Digital Assets announced today its plans to trade with Realio Security Token, RST, on T0 ATS, the regulated alternative trading system operated by T0 ATS LLC, subject to completion of customary due diligence and onboarding. Realio first announced in 2021 its intent to enable secondary trading on T0 ATS of their liquid mining fund, LMX, which is currently being registered with the SEC under the Investment Company Act. With the addition of RST, this marks the second digital asset that Realio intends to trade on a regulated digital securities trading platform that offers continuous liquidity. So through Realio, guys, you can even tokenize securities as well, which is really awesome. As with everything the way it's going, if this doesn't make you bullish on RIO as an investment, I don't know what will. As a digitally native private equity company, Realio focuses on combining new blockchain-enabled sources of yield with traditional securities through its tokenized products. RST holders will participate in the equity returns generated by Realio Technology Ltd. and the Realio network through tokenization and asset management fees, crowdfunding, transfer agent services, and interest earned from collateral assets, among other things. In addition, RST holders through Realio Technology Ltd. will soon have exposure to the Realioverse, Realio's metaverse project announced earlier this year. Enabling the secondary trading of RST on the T0 ATS will provide our holders with a more frictionless regulated trading experience and the benefit of added liquidity, said Derek Bullrun, CEO and founder of Realio. We know that T0 ATS offers many advantages over other digital security trading platforms, and we are excited at the opportunity to trade another security in our network on this leading liquidity platform for digital securities. T0 is a financial technology firm with the goal of democratizing access to private companies and assets. It offers institutional-grade solutions for issuers looking to digitize their capital table through blockchain technology and trade on a regulated alternative trading system. T0, through its broker deal subsidiaries, democratizes access to private assets by providing a simple, automated, and efficient trading venue to broker dealers, institutions, and investors. We look forward to continuing our collaboration with Realio and growing our digital security offerings, said David Goon, CEO of T0. Our top priority continues to be increase the asset trading on the T0 ATS. And as you know, Realio is an end-to-end blockchain-based SaaS platform for the issuance, investment, compliance, and lifecycle management of digital assets. Realio combines access to decentralized peer-to-peer exchange with the features of a sophisticated issuance and investment platform to merge enterprise-grade blockchain solutions with institutional quality investment vehicles. The platform satisfies the need for stringent securities regulations while allowing uniquely to democratize access to investment products normally reserved for a select subset of institutional investors. RST is issued by Realio Network Ltd., a British Virgin Island company, and the wholly owning parent company of Realio Technology Ltd. The Realio family of affiliated companies also include LMX Token Issuer, a Delaware limited liability company, and issuer of the liquid mining fund token LMX. And so, guys, another thing that we need to look at. The Realio team is totally vetted. So, Derek S. Bullrun is the Chief Executive Officer. He's an entrepreneur with institutional experience in commercial real estate development, EB5 capital investments, and blockchain-based investing. You've got Sam Dare, Chief Technology Officer. Sam is a highly skilled technology architect who has immense knowledge in his field. He is passionate about bringing Realio into the metaverse. Kirsten Kalman, Kirsten is a high energy marketing executive with nearly 10 years of experience, accelerating brand experience, building customer loyalty, and growing market share. Eduardo Romero, Director of Engineering. Eduardo is a highly skilled entrepreneur and engineer with a bachelor's degree in computer science and biology from Northeastern University. We've also got Diogo Carvalho, maybe, or Carvalho, I don't know how to pronounce this, Director of Product. You've got Graham Haley, blockchain developer, Marcelo Moyano, Chief Experience Officer, Ilyas Abayev, Advisor. And so if you look at Diego, he is a multi-skilled designer with almost 20 years of experience working for startups and crypto projects across different areas such as creative design, branding, and advertising and product. Graham is we talked about him, but he's also a highly skilled full stack and blockchain engineer, a unicorn of engineers. Graham coolly handles any front end, back end, and data processing tasks. Then Marcelo Moyano is an entrepreneur and a technology ninja. At the highest level, he is a person who stands at the intersection of creativity, technology, and business. Ilyas Abayev is an advisor. Tron Black is an advisor. These guys are high venture cap, linked to high venture capitalists. Tron Black is the lead developer of Ravencoin and principal developer of Medici Ventures. Alexander Funk is co-founder and CMO of Brickmark AG, the world's first institutional grade real estate securitization platform. Charles practices corporate securities and business transactional laws in Los Angeles. John Liu. John has led product organization and takes multiple product fintech products from ideation to multi-million dollar revenue generation over 19 years. Then you've got Carlos Rodriguez Jr. He's an advisor as well. Carlos is the chief operating officer at Driftwood Acquisitions and Development. He received a degree in economics and international business along with a certificate in markets and management from Duke University in 2009. And then we've got Dale St. Clair. Dale has a significant history building investment management firms for institutional investors from the ground up, bringing them to market and controlling them for implementation and asset management activity in the public and private markets. Then you've got Behzad Tawfiq. We've already talked about him from Valentis Capital, which is a big. They have a huge backing in this project, and they're a great company. And then we've got Enzo Villani. He is a managing partner of Transform Strategies and leads corporate development, focused on business development, corporate strategy, stakeholder communications, and aftermarket support. So, guys, with a team like this, which has with high experience and a huge pedigree of the institutional side of investing, where the big money is at, you can clearly tell that this project, RIO, is at the current price. I do believe we will see another retracement in the markets. You need to join our Patreon for all sorts of updates like that. Because we usually give things much earlier, and we try to time the markets and everything on our Patreon. So you guys got to join it once it launches for serious alpha, guys. But as you can see, this is a steal right now, even at these prices. If you're in accumulation mode, I do believe we're going to see one more retracement very soon, and that is when I will be probably buying more of this token. And overall, as you can see, this is an absolutely amazing project with a great doxed team, which has a lot of experience. And as you know, the future is all on blockchain and tokenization of assets and RWAs are going to be leading the narrative. And for more of that alpha, do join our Patreon. Once again, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found value in it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share with as many people as you can. Join us in this journey. We look forward to seeing you in our Patreon group once it launches. So this is me, the DeFi enthusiast, signing out from wherever you are on the planet. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you're located. Take care. Bye.